on one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go to ground. You dealing with the middle war.
For blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go to ISUPK.com to purchase your tickets today. $200 per every adult over the age of 17 years old.
We are not the same. No, we not related. I'm not stuck on living. Death is a vacation. My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. You just want the grade.
54th annual Passover, April the 1st, is coming down to Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. Commander General YAHANNA has done it again. You don't want to miss this. Pull yourself. Pull yourself. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man ain't make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Most High in Christ, clap it up. Let's get it on. Wait, let's get it on tonight. We're waiting here for Commanding General YAHANNA. He will be here shortly. We'll hold it down for him. The water to General Mayak, get it on.
Most High in Christ.
Officer Marah, Officer Yediah, rocking it out tonight. And of course, this is a very sad night. The problem is, this is a very sad night that you better get used to. You better get used to things like this, because things like this don't change because they pass laws. Things like this do not change because you've marched. Things like this don't change because you're so upset about it and that you go to your mayor or your congressman about it. Things like this only change when we change. Things like this don't change unless God stands with you, brother. And of course, we're here again tonight to discuss the murder of another innocent black man by police in America. And once again, it's on video. Thank God for that video. If not for video, brother, can you imagine what will be happening to us? If not for video, if not for there being a witness that can go against the lies of the police force here in America, no one would ever even care. This is something that has been happening since America was started, since the Slave Bureau, back during the damn 1800s. Things like this have went on. And of course, another black man has been murdered by the police. It's on camera, and we're going to play the video tonight. The video is very difficult to watch. Force yourself to watch it. Force yourself into reality. Our oppressor has entertainment to distract you from reality. Football and Beyonce and Oprah and hip hop and R&B and music to distract you from reality. Force yourself to watch it, all right? We're going to play it right here tonight. Let's play it first, all right? Give me the whole story, the brother's name and what happened, and then let's play the video. I'm ready. Throughout the house. You want to do what? Just play the news if it's already up on it. Come on.
Now to that breaking news out of Memphis, where police have just released video of the beating of a man who died as police tried to take him into custody.
And K2's Christian Captain has been looking now over that video and joins us now live from the newsroom. Christian, we know that this video is graphic. In fact, officials who had previously seen the footage called it appalling. Tell us more about what it shows.
Yeah, certainly appalling, shocking. There are lots of words that you can use to describe this. That is exactly what we'd heard from Tyre Nichols' family and from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation in anticipation of this video being released. And as expected, the video shows the brutal encounter as 5 Memphis police officers were trying to take Tyre Nichols into custody. And we want to warn viewers that the video is graphic. Now, the video that we are showing you first is a video at the second scene. This is after Nichols was initially pulled over. And in that video, you can see he was already on the ground after he was pulled over at that other location. The officers in the video repeatedly punch and kick Nichols over and over again in the video. At one point, you can see they stand him up. They hold his hands behind his back and begin punching and hitting him and wrestle him down to the ground again. At various points in time in the video, they also kick him. Now, body-worn camera of the same incident, we're able to actually hear what the officers are saying in that very scene that you are watching right there. Those officers repeatedly order Nichols to, quote, give them their hands. They pepper spray him, punch him, and kick him over and over again, wrestling his hands behind his back. Now, in an earlier video, we saw police initially pull over Nichols. You can see in body cam video on that. We're reviewing that video right now where they pull Nichols over, and within seconds, they draw firearms and begin shouting at him to get out of his car and lie on the ground. At that initial scene, numerous officers wrestle him to the ground. At one point, Nichols says to the officers, "I am on the ground, and man, you guys are doing a lot." The officers then threaten to tase him, and at some point, Nichols breaks free and runs away from those 5 officers. One of the officers at that initial scene fires his taser at him. It's unclear if he strikes Nichols, who has broken away. The officers' demeanor change as they radio for backup and then discuss amongst themselves how Nichols got away. All of that, again, happening on the first 2 minutes of that body cam video. Now, we did hear from Nichols' mother earlier, who had asked for peace. As people see this video, she says that she knows it's going to be difficult to watch and that she did not watch it herself, but she is asking for justice for her son as people review this video for the first time.
And we want to begin in Memphis, Tennessee tonight. That is where police body cam footage of Tyre Nichols being assaulted by police has just been released. We need to warn you, this video is very disturbing. We are not going to show all of it to you. However, take a look. Video of the assault was just made public here just moments ago. You can see officers pulling Nichols out of the car initially during a traffic stop. There are concerns of now violent protests in Memphis as a result of seeing this video. Tonight, the fan.
It's not it. No. You know, the TV stations, they took a lot of it. They took a lot of it out.
They sanitized it, the TV station. You got to watch that raw footage out so you can feel something that the church won't ever let you feel. Compassion for your own people. Yeah. You have to watch it out. It's important for you to watch it because without watching it, you know what? You'll be a community leader that begs the police to come in and stop all this crime. I'm going to try to make you understand tonight why this cannot change. There is no way that this can change. It's impossible to change it politically. Politically, it cannot change. It absolutely can change by the hand of the Most High God. Oh, he can raise Lazarus from the dead. He can protect us from pieces of garbage who are state-sanctioned murderers. He can save us from them. But politics can't save this. Politics is why it happened. Marching and voting is why it happened. I'll try to explain that to you tonight, why there is no political solution to solving the problem of police killing black men for nothing.
Right.
This looks right.
It's it, but it says editing, which means they took some of the shit out of it.
If you got the right one, House, give it to me. Let's play this until we can.
Right. Tell me what I got to send to you so you can get it. I'll cut to the soul.
And then one clip, the Edomite
says, I hope they stomp his ass when they catch him. I hope they stomp him. This is before they caught him a second time. And then you get it from his, while the cat burning because they sprayed the bear face in each other's eyes.
Yeah, because he had the nerve to cop, meaning like contempt of court. If you don't show up to a trial, a judge can put you in jail because of contempt of court, meaning you're angering the court. Well, contempt of cop is when if you dare to disobey the orders of a cop, he will just beat you to death on the street because you made his out of shape, disgusting ass run a block when he doesn't want to run. When he shot the taser at you and it didn't hit you because you outrun him because he's a piece of garbage. And now you outrun him. And now because he had to huff and puff and breathe, he beats you to death. And that's why the cop said, I hope they stomp him to death, because he knows what happens if you make a cop run. If you make him, get out of his cop car and get off of those porno websites. They sitting in that car on porno sites all night, looking at pornography in the car on their phone, looking at pornography, getting oral sex from prostitutes, doing all kinds of filth and garbage. And we know from that other cop having sex all day with little white girls in that car. Remember that story we did last week, Mayak, where the little white girl had sex with every black man on the job. Everybody had sex at work. She's having sex with them. They don't want you interrupting all the sex they're having in that car, right? And so because of that, they're going to beat you to death. And this story is so normal, and it happens all the time. Are we live on a Clubhouse as well? Give Clubhouse a hand, Captain Tazariak. If anyone has any questions at all, feel free to ask your questions off of Clubhouse or whatever the hell else you're listening to and getting Commander General Yohanna tonight. We'll get it on, all right? Haas is working out the video to give us the correct video. Let's keep reading, you Tyre. Do you have the story? Go ahead.
Memphis police released sickening body cam video of Tyre Nichols beating.
Go ahead.
Colonel Khan. 5 officers have been charged with murder and several other offenses for the brutal beating of the 29-year-old black man earlier this month.
Keep going. We got the video, Morale? Yes, sir. Where are we broadcasting from so everyone can see it?
We are broadcasting from Commanding General Yohanna.
We're broadcasting from, so how can people watch it?
YouTube. Everybody can watch it from YouTube on Commanding General Yohanna.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If you want to watch the show, you can watch it from YouTube on Commanding General Yohanna. Go ahead.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. Well. Come on, they can hear you, right?
School,
they can hear you.
On the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and on Cross the Line as well. Cross the Line Radio as well.
Solid. All right, you got it. Play the video.
Cute dogs. Cute bitches. This is my friend. That was so fucking evil. Salakia. We on? We live? Yes, sir. Okay, Moses and Christ. Salakia. Where y'all at?
Story. We on that story.
Okay, come.
You got it.
No, this part you're not gonna have volume.
It's gonna pick up the volume in a hot second. This is the actual first part of the card stop where he got stopped.
2930, we see him. We're on foot for southbound on Ross. Ross and Cascade Lane. Shut the fuck up. See you wipe your hey.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
You might get sprayed again.
Hey.
Hey, Mike. Hey, bro. Watch out, watch out.
Watch out. Give me your hand.
Mom! Hey.
Give me your hands. Give me.
Okay, all right.
Give me your fucking hand. Give me your hand.
All right. Okay. All right. Huh?
Hey, Mike, give me your hands, bro. Give me your hands.
Watch out. Spray your ass again.
Hey, give me your hands, bro.
Watch out.
Spray. Give me your hands, bro.
Oh, shit.
Give me your hands.
Oh, shit.
Give me your hands.
All right.
Niggas believe that only now they indicted the cop, white boy. He would never. They would never said a thing. They went home. No picture on the news. Nothing. Just scot free. Meanwhile, he was the person.
Give me a hand. Turn
The
around.
hell out.
Lay back. Lay back, goddamn.
That's right.
Lay
That's
back,
right.
goddamn.
He instigated the assault.
Lay back, goddamn.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Give me a fucking. I'm a sissy, goddamn. Give me a motherfucking hands.
Watch out. I'm gonna baton the fuck out
He
you.
supposed to go to jail.
Fucking hands.
That was something on
Watch
open
out.
mic. He supposed to go to jail just for
Give me your hands. Give me your hands.
you can kill black men in America.
Give me your hands.
Same location.
Young boy,
Yeah,
yeah, somebody got nasty with him, like your mother gonna save you type shit. Yeah. No. Hey, listen, you're right. Don't say it's right. I can't wait till we get to the Omega Psi 5 part of this, because that's gonna really stay in their mind. Like them fraternities take your spirit totally away from the Most High in Christ. Like, one of the five. Matter of fact, the one that was the head of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity almost beat another brother to death. To show you the spirit that these cats were in. You know what I'm saying? And which show you once again, yo, man, don't tell me nothing about no Christianity. Don't tell me nothing about your religion, Islam, whatever you believe in. Don't tell me nothing about, joining some college fraternity. All of that, all of it is garbage compared to the scriptures and the knowledge of the Most High. Like without this, you just another animal for their use. Either you an animal with drug dealers and trying to sell drugs, or you just another damn near non-human being. Even though I know these is brothers, but they damn near like non-human beings. You understand? On the side of the police force, you know what I mean? And it's evil as it could be. And them Greek fraternities, man, they all about taking away your whole spirit of being a black man, lying to you like you gonna be more black joining a damn Greek fraternity, man. These cats here was ruthless as they could possibly be. Like they couldn't have gotten any more ruthless other than to just pull their guns out and shoot the man to death. Outside of shooting him to death, they went all the way 100. They went all the way 100 on this brother. And here's the thing, like General Haas was bringing out, we was talking about this on Saturday, how they've been doing this. This ain't new. You know what I'm saying? Like they were so organized, even how they took turns. Like one cat kicked him in the head when he first come up. Then the cat with the baton took his turn, beat him with the baton. Then the two of them stood him up. And the other cat came and clocked him in the face. It was like they did that joint in order. They was damn near in order with the way they beat that brother there, right there to death. And this is why in this place, black man, Latino man, Native Indian man, this is not your rest, man. You know what I mean? You seeing people laughing and joking and having a good time on social media, but you don't understand you not part of that. You think you part of that until you on your way home at 1 o'clock in the morning from the party, and now you run into these clowns. You're not a part of that, man. That's why you got to come up out the world so bad, so fast. And here's the thing. Ain't no outrage from no other nation. Y'all feel that? Not a single other nation is saying, yo, this is wrong. This ain't right. You getting a few Edomite commentators, you understand, chiming in. Even Trump chimed in, but that's Esau's job. He know that's his job, them commentators. But you don't see no regular Edomites. You damn sure don't. East Indians and Arabs who you making rich. All you old kufi wearing, all about Islam, is God's way, all of that. Where your Arab brothers at tonight? Where they at tonight? They silent. Where your East Indians and all the rest of them, where they at? They silent tonight. They silent on this whole thing, man. You alone, black man, Latino man, Native Indian man. You by yourself in this thing that we in right now. You by yourself. And the beautiful part is you are all that you do actually need. You actually carry an extra baggage that you don't even need to be carrying. Give us back if you could. Can you give us back the footage without? Okay. Without messing you up. No, I mean us in the room. Without messing you up. It won't. It'll mess you up. Lock you. Do what you gotta do. Do what you got. Whatever you gotta do. Listen. And if I could, sorry to cut you up, dude. What's burning me up, man, tonight is a lot of black people are turning around and saying, well, I understand they shouldn't have beat him to death, but why couldn't he just, turn over and lay flat? Like, I mean, like an infant. You smack an infant on his leg, they gonna react. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong. Like, that's just, be quiet, Pat. They're gonna holler and cry. Like, that's a normal human reaction. Not only even a human reaction, that's a normal reaction from any mammal. Any mammal on the face of this earth, you strike it, it's going to react in some way. Some might try to bite you. Some might try to scurry away from you. Some might ball up and try to protect itself. If they got a shell, they'll run in the shell.
Blue jeans.
You don't do that to somebody and then expect them to be compliant. And if I could, I'm coming to you right now, Ha. It's even more evil to ask him to be compliant. Like, you halfway beating him, and then you asking him to be compliant. You done dragged him out. He don't even know why he being stopped. He just all of a sudden, all of a sudden you got flashing lights around you, which already black men is already traumatized by in the first place. Any black man that tell you when them lights hit, he don't at least go on a little extra alert. Like, what's this about? Like, this could be danger. He lying to you. Ain't no black people in America comfortable with the cops pulling up and blowing their lights up on you, unless you just hate them so much you don't give a damn. You understand? So that in itself is a lie. Now you don't even know what the hell is going on. He dragged you out the car 1 o'clock in the morning, and he already running you down into the ground. You like, yo, you trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And then, of course, as it escalates, this clown is talking about just lay down, be compliant. And meanwhile, you beating him and kicking him. Once that first kick in the face, you still asking him to be compliant? You done halfway kicked this damn crazy out by the road. Now you still asking this cat to try to be compliant? Man, please. Salakia, you know. Done.
You'll see as you watch this tape
how much enraged they were from the very beginning with this young man.
Yeah.
Why these things happen.
And Slock it, huh? Look how he's washing his eyes out. Now the cat that got pepper spray, he ain't even thinking about him. But his eyes, they washing his eyes out. But the cat on the ground right now, halfway unconscious, they don't even care whether or not this cat's eyes get washed. But they're gonna make sure he's all right. And you telling me they ain't gang members? These ain't gang bangers, man. They ain't gang bangers. The whole damn city council should have had to resign. The police chief should have had to resign. And ain't nobody do nothing. They didn't even get fired until they was about to let the tape out. Right or wrong? Like they wasn't even going. Nothing was going to happen if this didn't hit the news. Nothing was going to happen if this didn't hit the news. Go ahead, Salah.
If in the very beginning, when they pulled him out of the car, right? You notice that how did they pull him out of the car with the back of the neck? You know what was going on with this man, why he stopped, what was going on, right? The intention was already there. The intent to start harming him was already there. And of course, a physical will against this man. When they snatched him out of the car and put him down on the ground, boy, I wish Barack could get back to that. You know how you got to work that, my friend, dealing with it. You know how you got to work that, brother? If you could take that back to when they first put him out of the car and how they put him out of the car. When they pulled him out of the car, they first said they had control of him, right? They had it in a bad way. They lost control, and this happened because of what their reactions were and what they did. They caused all these things to happen about, you know, why when it went left, they caused it to go left. What they did, you'll see it. As you go back in this videotape, they first pulled him out of the car, they snatched him out of the car. Watch how they had him down the ground. Listen, he was on the ground. He was hand on the ground. They had him. He said, I'm on the ground. What you want me to do? I don't understand. He was on the ground. But the outrage and the rage that was inside of them, that animalistic nature they had inside of them, they couldn't even understand that he was already on the ground. It didn't even hit them in the head. The reason why they washing pepper spray out of their eyes, they were so full of rage, they sprayed each other. You understand, General? Like, how dumb can you be?
Like he couldn't do this. He had to sprayed everybody.
They sprayed each other with the spray, sir. Which is why the cop like, oh, my eyes. And what I'm saying, I sprayed myself. Look at this right here. Look at this. Right, we out of the car, right? They snatched us out of the car. Look at this. And that was all the questions in the beginning. Now watch how they get into the ground.
Now that in itself was illegal. Like they supposed to tell them license register. You know what I'm saying? This is a car stop. Yeah. Right. 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 And listen, and the Edomites act all shocked, but they don't understand. This is normal. This is every day.
Sorry, sir.
Go ahead. Huh?
You see how he already on the ground?
Yeah.
He said, I'm on the ground. What do you want me to do? He said, I'm on the ground. Now stop. Everybody that's supposed to be in law enforcement know that when you get a handcuff on a person, got their hand up here, you got them. If they was in their right mind and not being such animals and dogs against their own kind, you had the man. He said the man's hand extended, his arm, you had him. It was over right there. You put the cuff on his arm, he can't go nowhere. You control him. They were so full of rage and so full of that, I gotta put my will to destroy things that want to destroy this man. They didn't even understand and know what they was doing. And you see the Edomite cop right there with the hand on the back and the taser in the left hand. They had him where they needed him to control the suspect, but they didn't care. They didn't care. The whole point of them is to cause and inflict terror and fear against people. Play it out.
Let me
Got it. It should have ended right then and there.
Could we get a link?
It should have ended right then and there. He should have had him right there. He ain't had to tase him. He could have cuffed him and everything right there. It should have been done.
Haas, hold on 1 second.
Sir.
Hey, let's go to a commercial. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Y'all re-key up. We'll be back in a moment. Live on the UPK. Can you shut our microphones off?
Hey, bitch, put your hands behind your back for a quick. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down. Bro, I am on the ground. Put your hands behind your stomach. I got you. Afraid. Okay. Get the fuck back. Stop. I'm not doing it. Chase. Oh, shit. .38, where it rains, and Ross. Taser was deployed. Suspect is running down Ross. Young male, black, slim build, blue jeans, and a hoodie.
Southbound on Ross, where we last saw him. What's up? I got you. All right, hang on. Ready? All right, just straight. One of the prongs hit the bastard. All right, your car's right in front of you. Look at my car, grab my water. All right, hang on. Where's your water? Can't see shit. Okay, I got you. Get my water? Here. Right here. Negative 2938. Where are my damn glasses at? Huh? Left eye? Yeah. Left eye again? Yeah. I can't see jack shit. My glasses when he was fighting me. Negative, we just saw him. You get your ass blow the fuck off. Get the fuck out the car. Get the fuck out the fucking car. Damn, I didn't do anything. Hey, I didn't turn your ass around. All right. You don't do that, okay? Get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. Raise your ass. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down. Tap down. Please.
You good? All right, go ahead, Haas.
Con, go ahead and play the video, Mariah. Play that video so everybody can see this here. Going on now. One cop got his hand, right? That should be enough. Now, with his hand right there, what they're supposed to do is cuff him right there, sir. You got the cuff in his hand, you got the total situation is over and done with. That other cop got his hand on his back and a taser in his left hand. He controlled effectively, really, to be honest. The reason why, for everybody to know why they couldn't control him, because they couldn't control themselves. They were so full of rage and their emotions, they didn't even see that they had this man already under control right here. They missed the whole point. They missed it. Because the rage that's inside of them, that's what you're going to see as it goes along. Go ahead, Mariah. He on the ground. Now they holler about him being on the ground, right? And the whole thing is they say he didn't comply. Why did he just get on the ground? He's on the ground right now. He's on the ground next to the car. So where are he gonna go? You got one officer right there with the hand on the back of the tail, the other one controlling the arm, which is how you control the suspect when they tow it. You got him. It's done. There's no need for nothing else. Nothing. But because of these cats here, man, the evil that's inside of them, their rage inside of them, they missed all this here. Them emotions got kicking and the rage got in there. And let me say this to you. This is what how Commander GEN.YAHANNA said it earlier, and how General Hyman broke down the class, they've always done this right here. This is a normal operating procedure for them. But it's totally against everything they will be taught. Go ahead, Mariah.
Hey, dude, damn. Turn the fuck around. Put your fucking hands on your back. Bitch, put your hands behind your back for a break. Okay, stop. I'm gonna knock your ass the fuck out. You guys are really doing a lot.
Well, he said put your hand behind the back. He called him a name and everything. They got his hand going to the back. I mean, everything they asked for, they was getting. You understand? But once again, I'm going to say this word. I'm going to say it the whole night. We hear rage. That emotion. You understand? Really stuck inside of them, and it took over their very being. Which is why things happen the way they did. Go ahead, brother.
Right now, bro, lay down. I'm just trying to go home. Lay down. Man, if you don't lay down. Oh, I am on the ground. Put your hands on your stomach. I got you. Afraid.
I didn't drill him. I haven't commented how to drill him. I just saw the third officer just now. I didn't see him before. There's three of them there, y'all. And he got up from all three of them when they had it effective control. Why is that able to happen? Much like how you play football, right? If everybody go gang tackle somebody, and y'all worry about gang tackle hitting, and nobody actually grabbing a guy and really getting him under control, that's what you saw just right there. That's why he got away.
Yeah.
And they tased him, sir. He got tased. The taser was deployed. It hit him. He kept on going. That's something called fight or flight. This young man was in a situation where he was running for his life. So the taser didn't matter to him. He got up and was gone and ran for his life because he was scared for his life.
Keep going, huh?
You understand? You died. Let's get back on the question, Mike. Go ahead.
Can I get a scripture on how? Unless you want to say something. You died. Grab the scripture from Jeremiah 8:44. How is God something heavy, man? He said he had these brothers down. The brother down, hand behind his back. He was complying with everything, but the reason why it got so bad was because they had that rage in them. That was the spirit that was on them. And Christ talked about this spirit that was on them. And Christ talked to black people about this spirit was on them, that was on them. Read John 8:44. Christians don't understand this one bit. But listen to who Christ was talking to and the spirit he was talking about when he talked to these black people. This applies to these black cops. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Now, we in the I.S.U.P.K, and most of you listeners, you know when the devil means deceiver or liar. It's talking about our oppressor, our slave master. He's the devil. Now, who was Christ talking to when he said the devil is your father? When he said ye are of your father, the devil, he was talking to black people. He was talking to Israelites. He was talking to black leaders, the ones in charge, the authorities, the Pharisees, the Sadducees. You understand? Telling these Israelites, these black people, you got the spirit of white people. You got the spirit of the oppressor on you. That's what these cops had. You understand? They had the spirit of the same man who regularly murders us all the time. They join forces with them. It's like joining the KKK and thinking you're going to be different in the KKK. They join the police force. You ain't going to change them. You're going to become like them, like the people you serving. Read.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
And you got the same lust, the same loves, the same hatred that the slave master had. Christ was checking black leaders for this, and these black cops had the same spirit on them, man. That spirit of their father, the devil. Not biological father, but the man they serve, the one they want to please like daddy. You understand? Read.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
There you go. That's the spirit of our oppressor. He was a murderer from the beginning, and now black people have taken on this spirit, man. The same spirit that he has naturally. Read. We learn it. He's born with it. We learn it from him, trying to appease him and please him, and to be safe. And to be safe. You don't want to get pulled over. You don't want to get shot. So if you can't beat him, I'm joining him. To be protected, like the general brought out, pull out your badge. I'm a cop, sir, please. I'm a cop. Read.
And abode not in truth.
And abode. Well, that's going into more of the things, more of the attributes, more of the spirit of our oppressor that we take on: lying, stealing, betraying, no mercy. You understand? So slack it, General. That's all I wanted to say.
Damn right.
They
Damn
took
right.
on the spirit of the devil, man.
General, you hit the nail right on the head with that, General, and that's exactly what they did and what was going on. Also, too, what you saw in the video was this here, right? And I'm gonna tell you this here. They act like they taught these things. I'm gonna tell you straight from the gate. And I taught these things. I learned these things in that lifetime. Only one cop should have been talking. Only one. Only one person gave instructions. And another reason why I got so convoluted, because everybody, once again, they was full of their rage. Everybody should not have been talking. It should have been one cop giving orders. He said it, I don't understand. Why don't you understand? He got the one cop here hitting him and saying something. Other cop here hitting him and saying something. Other cop threatening him with a taser saying something. What the hell? I don't understand what the hell going on. Like, that's why he said, what do you want me to do? Why? What do you want me to do? He didn't understand. Why didn't he understand? All of them was talking when they should have been quiet. When a cop had his arm extended and tactical handcuffing, that's when the cuffs come out now. You got control of the suspect's wrist, cuff come out, bang, cuff go on. It's over at that point. You got him. You control that cuff, he can't go nowhere. You can make him spread out, put it behind his back easy, cuff him, and the whole thing over. They missed that because they wanted that rage. They wanted to have their fear of them and placed upon his brother, which is what he ended up recognizing, which is why he said, I don't understand. And when they got to a point where he get up and run and move, he ran. That's called fight or flight. He took off for his life. Because he recognized these cats here was coming to him, was trying to hurt and kill him. He recognized that. Fight or flight. And this behavior, once again, is normal for them. It was very easy for him to go to the car, open the car door, and grab him by the back of the neck and pull him out of the car. Why? Because they do it all the time. And here's the key, gentlemen, check it out. They had body cameras on. Do you think they came out the body camera? The camera was on when he did all the things they did.
Which is more proof that it's already known, that the police chief know, city council members know. These ain't the first times that these complaints came in. No, this ain't the first time they went back and looked at the body cam.
No, sir.
You know what I mean? They brushed it every other time. But this time they couldn't brush it because, of course, he really didn't have a criminal record, which is the stuff they rely on. They rely on a weed charge. They rely on a minor criminal record. You know what I'm saying? They rely on some, which show you it's so, I mean, the level of evil is ridiculous in that if you get a complaint against you as an officer, you bring up a past incident of the suspect as a way to show yourself innocent, but can't nobody bring up all them assaults you did before, you understand, before this charge comes up.
Yes, sir.
Which is, if I could, once again, man, Black people, Latino people, Native Indian people, man, you're going to hear me say this every time I come on one of these shows. Like, you had better escape this place mentally and spiritually. You're going to have to recognize that the deep brainwashing, coming right back to you,
yes,
you're going to have to recognize that the deep brainwashing that was done to you to make you believe that we're going to all come together and work together is a complete and total lie. No other nation is coming to you. The Africans ain't outraged. They ain't marching. Not a single African group is out there saying, you know, this ain't right what happened to Tyre. You on your own. You on your own, and you better recognize, because here's the thing. If it became a choice between Esau and you, they going with Esau. Matter of fact, they will help Esau. I pray if any brother is out there or sister that has that tape of the Latino brother, the I.S.U.P.K, who was trying to vend in Little Korea in California, if you have that, can find that tape for me, please send us the link of that tape. Because brother, I.S.U.P.K, I brought this up the other day, right? I.S.U.P.K went into Little Korea, you know, in California. Same place they were shooting at Black people at during the riots. And he was trying to vend with his vending cart. And some Korean woman came out there and cursed him out, kicked his cart, told him to get the hell out of here, said, this is Korea town. Like, every nation is marking their territory. You the only fool running around trying to join them. You're the only one trying to be a part with them. You, the Latinos, and a lot of the Native Americans. Everybody else, they know where they understand where they belong, which is so why you need the most. The other nations don't need the Most High. They don't need them. They like animals. They're going to try and survive any way they can. But you do need the Most High because you the sheep. You the lost sheep. Come on with it, General. Like you need the Lord because they don't need him. They're going to figure it out. They're going to come together under Islam. They're going to come together under their national flag, whatever country they come from. They're going to just come together sometimes just out of hatred of you. A lot of these groups come together just based on the hatred of you. Okay? But you know who never comes together against the things they do? That's you. That's you. And you the one that need the Lord the most. You the one the Lord got the force to do what he said to do. Because if he doesn't, you will give away your soul. Like the scripture said, you would lay your body as the ground so that these heathens can walk over you. You would do it. You would do it. And thanks be to the Most High that he's sending Yahushua to deliver us out of this hell. Because otherwise you would never get out of hell. You would never get out of hell. And think about this for a minute. Almost every nation on this earth has fought to get their freedom in some way. Almost every one. You're the only one that has it. And I ain't telling you to pick up no arms, so don't get it twisted. You don't even have to pick up no arms. Like for you to accomplish the things you need to accomplish, all you got to do is turn towards each other. And the game would be over. And they know it. They completely know it and understand it. You understand? Salakia.
No, you're totally correct, sir. You're totally correct, sir. You're totally correct. Now, we at a point right now, Mariah, I was trying to get to the point to where this cop right here said, when they found him, hold on, when he says, I hope they catch him and stomp him the hell out.
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, did they just say it, Mariah? Hold on.
Incredible.
Hold on. Mariah, go to the mark of the time, 10:13 on that tape right there. Go to 10:13.
I hope they stomp his ass.
Get back up with Mariah.
Me too, but
that's illegal.
Luckily, didn't get my eyes, just on my eyebrow.
He talking about how they sprayed each other. He got sprayed.
I hope they stomp his ass. I hope they stomp his ass. Smith is calling for other cars because him and Martin are chasing.
Say somebody pulling it up high. And that's another thing. Like they make, boy, black people, boy, I pray you wake up soon. Because they make the culture whatever they want. Every black and Latino and Native Indian in the hood knows that if you run from the cops, now this is nationwide. If you run from the cops, you got a high likelihood that these cops are going to beat the shit out of you. You got a high probability that you're going to get a beating from these cops. Now, to assault a suspect is illegal. So how in the hell you going to have a nationwide understanding that if you run from the cops, that they're going to beat the hell out of you when beating the hell out of you is illegal? Like they make whatever the culture they want to make from it. They make it whatever it wants. Let me tell you something. We should throw all these city council members out of their offices. We such suckers for them, man. These corporations play us, man, and we become suckers for them, and they just continue to do the brutality they've been doing to us, man, for 400 years, man. For 400 years. Salaki, go ahead, yo.
To stay at 10:13.
John, you good?
Yeah, I want to stay at 10:13. I gotta get that water, brother. Stay at 10:13 when he said they stomped the hell out of him. Then go to the third video where they actually stomping the hell out of the brother. You understand me? Stay at 10:13 and play it when you get there and let them hear what they said.
Stomp his ass. Shit, you sprayed me too, but luckily didn't get my eyes, just on my eyebrow. I hope they stomp his ass. I hope they stomp his ass. Smith is calling for other cars because him and Martin are chasing him.
Before you go into, I gotta say one more thing. Salaki, please. That's another reason why being a criminal in America, you harm everybody. You giving these cats a false excuse to abuse the rest of Black America, man. You should never be a criminal out. We too goddamn smart to be a criminal. Like them other heathens, they criminals, and guess what? They ain't getting arrested. You don't see them pulling a gun on anybody. But they robbing like crazy. Go look at how much Medicaid fraud they pulling in this country. Go look at some of the ways they robbing and stealing and raping the Black and Latino community dry. But they ain't doing it with a gun in their hand. They smarter than that. But us, we always get played into being the worst on this earth, man. And okay, once again, my life's experience has been watching Black men, Latino men, Native Indian men waste their life away. That's been my life's experience. I've watched tens of thousands of brothers go to prison. Tens of thousands of brothers go to the grave. Tens of thousands of brothers be maimed, injured, become drug addicted, and wasted away. Like our lives, it's more than just the 15,000 that's being murdered every year. It's way more than that. I mean, the 15,000 is who dying on the spot with a clear way they're dying. But there's probably 100,000 more a year dying in ways that could have been prevented, man. That could have been prevented. And part of that is you're gonna have to protect yourself from these nations. Like that's the lesson that seemed to never get learned. Like the lesson that should have got learned, get me right on this, from the days of Martin Luther King, from the days we boycotted them buses, the lesson that should have been learned is we got to protect ourselves from them, whoever they are.
Yes, sir.
Then when they allowed the heathens to come in the 60s, which was to wipe us out also, you understand? Before the 60s, you only had the ones that was here prior to World War II. Way, way back, the Chinese and all of them out in the West Coast. But later on, they brought in all the heathens. When they brought in them heathens, the lesson we should have been taught was that we have to protect ourselves from them. Instead, we didn't learn that lesson. Instead, we learned the lesson of how wonderful it is to join them, how wonderful it is to learn their language, how wonderful. I mean, the 70s, brother, I remember Salah, got a little time in the game. I remember in the 70s, brother, it was very common to see a Black man walking down the street with a karate gi on and karate and Bruce Lee sandals. Yeah, come on. It was common. Negroes was walking around with the beads, the little Chinese beads, the meditation beads. Like you meditate, you on the 6th track. You meditating on the 6th track. So the decimal level 200 plus, you on the 6th track like this here, like you trying to meditate. You understand? With all them stupid ass sayings that Bruce Lee used to say. The glass is half full or is the glass half empty? That is the question. Some dope ass Chinese man telling us how to be a warrior, how to fight. We were so caught up. Then right after that, we threw on the dashiki. Oh my God. You couldn't tell us nothing. Kwanzaa. Every nigga had 20 colors on. The nigga was totally 20 colors on with a damn dashiki and some beads around your neck. We done took everybody's culture in, everybody's identity in, and same with them. This whole Greek fraternity. Listen, right here in Philly, it was a day I was sitting in the Philly school, the old school, and I'm counseling this brother, right? Talking to him, counseling him. And he started telling me about the Greek fraternities. I wasn't that familiar. I'm from New York. I wasn't that familiar with them Greek fraternities like that. I heard about them, knew it was wrong, according to the scriptures. Brother, he pulled up his sleeve, and I saw the branding on his arm. And he said, yeah, I got branded and everything. And he showed me the brand. It was it was way back. I saw that branding out. I was shocked. I was ready to call like DHS or somebody. Like, this young nigga done been branded? Yeah. Like, I thought it was like the Klan or something. But it's common. Yeah. It's common. Yeah. You go and voluntarily get branded by a fraternity, something that was done to slaves like they were a horse or a cow. And that's who running around the police. That's your Q dog success. You dumb and stupid. George Bush, he go to his fraternity, skull and bones, and end up running the world. Him, his daddy, and a bunch of the rest of them. They go to them things, Obama, all of them. You go and become, guess what you get? You get to be a brutal soldier on God's chosen people. That's your reward. Q, dog. Q. You seen them tapes, man? Them tapes are an orgy of homosexuality. They are an orgy of homosexuality. They are a horrifying thing to see. And let me tell you something about them fraternities. And I know y'all can tell me a lot more than I know about it. But just from observation, them fraternities take otherwise highly moral young men and women, and that whole, what they call it when you pledging, that whole pledging is to take away your discipline, is to make you a wild sexual animal to be abused. That don't make you more of a person. That makes you a less moral person. When you running around, some of them sisters, you go on YouTube. Some of them sisters, man, they had some of them sisters eating feces, dog food, all of that. And once you've done all, now you're an innocent young girl, you go join that fraternity. Once they've done all these horrible things to you, and God knows what's done that you don't know about, okay? Who knows what's in the punch? Who knows about everyone that wake up the next morning? All the disgusting, horrifying things they do to you in these sororities. Now that young girl is tainted damn near for life. Like for life, she now has got to live with the fact that she's been raped and don't remember it at all. Got to live with the fact that she's been violated. She's been made a common piece of trash as opposed to a special. Like she went to college, like she graduated high school, had good records, went to college now trying to be something to herself, and then get dogged out in one of them fraternities or sororities, and now her innocence is gone. Like this place here is evil on so many levels, and the Lord is so right on so many levels. How a black man gonna be brand? Do they still brand? They still branding right now. Brother, like that's insane. Like you want to protest something, that's what the hell we should be protesting. But of course, them same ones become your black leaders. They your mayors. They your city council members. They your governor assistants. They your police chiefs. They all those things, man. And it is why the Lord, listen to me good. The Lord will go get you off the street and make you amazing. Like the Most High will go get you out of the gutter of hell and make you amazing. He did it with our King Yahweh. They said, can anything good come out of Nazareth? In other words, there ain't no way any black leader could have come out of Nazareth because it's such a ghetto and a disgusting place. But that's where Christ came out and turned around and changed the game on the entire planet. Not just him. Many times the Lord went and got some poor little cat in the hood, poor as hell, trying to eat and survive, you understand, but still believe in the Most High, still, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I love that story of Gideon all the time. But here he is, he behind the wine press out trying to thrash wheat so he can get some food in the house. Really, and you might as well say an illegal weed deal. But Gideon was the equivalent of an illegal weed deal. And the angel came and sat under the tree and told him, man, go in that strength. Go in that strength, and the Lord gonna be with you. And I'm saying that to every drug dealer. You could give up that life, and in that strength, you could make the Lord's will great. And you could save black people's lives, man. You could change their damn life. Come on, General. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Just on the whole, I went to Cheney University back in the day, and Qs were big back then. Omega Psi Phi Signals were big too, but Qs is damn near calling the shots.
They the big dogs on campus.
So a couple of my coaches was a Q. So you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be Q. Before of course I knew. I mean, my ignorant. So I went to one of the seniors. He wasn't a student. He was like staff. It was a Q. So went to him to show him some zeal. Look, man, I'm trying to be down. How do I start? How do we begin? How do we get this thing down? He said, listen, And there's mercy from the Lord to even then. He said, listen, you don't want to go to them like that. You don't want them to see your zeal. You don't want them to see how excited you are. They will play you. They're going to play you. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to come a whole nother way. Don't even let them know. And I know it hit me then. And I think back now that I think that stopped me from wanting to be cute. That they would go there with it.
Like you supposed to praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like the God.
Yeah, I said, man, I dodged the bullet. I mean, I don't think I tried as hard to look into it after that. Because these type of niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
you know what I mean?
Like you had a sense of, you come from the hood. So you got a sense of decent brothers and, you know, the wrong kind of cat. You know what I mean? And it don't necessarily mean, you know, you got criminals that got, you know, the right spirit. And you got cats that's not criminals that got the totally wrong spirit. And vice versa. Like, but in the hood, you just innately learn the character of a cat and you deal with him based on that. You know this cat's a slime ball. You know this cat over here, he got his twist in criminality, but he a decent cat. I remember growing up having cats. Man, there was cats in the hood that was straight up, I mean, murderers, damn near, and was running around in the hood, but they would see me as a young cat, and they was cool as hell. Yo, what's up, man? What you doing, nigga? You better stay out these streets, nigga. I'll get you. Ha ha, joke with me. Here, take a few dollars, man. I see your mom, you know, get her some groceries. There was cats that had the right, you know, they had some sense of what was right. So now you go up there, you automatically just giving them the benefit of the doubt because they are in the fraternity campus. But when the cat give you the warning, your natural instinct from the hood go up like, oh, what you mean? And you start looking at them and see these niggas is diabolical. Brother, and all of these black people that run these cities, man, and all that, brother, very few of them have that right spirit. Very few. They don't have no criminal record. But the majority of them, they believe in this place, and they believe that a certain amount of our lives, you understand, is just par for the course. And brother, Christ ain't never say that. That ain't never was the case. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Lord, boy, when we wake up, I cannot wait. I pray. When we wake up, woo, they're going to have something to deal with. And not meaning we're going to go up there and go get guns and fight them, because that's what be in everybody's mind. Nah, that ain't it. We're going to become city council members. We're going to become the mayor. We're going to become the police chief and the police officer. We're going to become all those things. And then all the evil that they do to wipe us the hell out will no longer be able to be done, because they're going to get backlash. We'll be the lawyers fighting the cases. We'll be the judges sitting on the seat. We'll be all those things. And they'll have a difficult ass time trying to do the usual evil that they do. You understand? In oppressing us and destroying us and doing this type of evil to us and putting the mindset in brothers to be so wicked against us. I didn't mean to cut you off, General, please. Salakia.
That was it, you know what I'm saying? So even the members in the fraternity know that, you know, this ain't, you know, they'll do you dirty, you know what I'm saying? They'll run you through. So, you know.
It's just true. And especially, again, them sisters, get me right. Them sisters out, they be doing all kind of dirty stuff to them sisters out. You know what I mean? They be doing all kinds of evil stuff. Putting stuff in their drinks. Talk about date raping.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And like you said, it's part of the sorority, the sister.
Yeah.
For them,
yeah.
It's part of sometimes the sisters' initiation to go up in there and be handled by them brothers.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Passed around.
And especially if they don't like a sister come in there, she a little too pretty, or she a little too innocent, or too dedicated. Like the cat said, don't go in there like that. Like, could you imagine a young sister that go in there like, yes, I want to join the sorority. I'm here now. Yes, finally. Then and some other old skank who done been ran. She in her senior year, they done ran through her 3 years back to back. You understand? If she take her pants off, you think somebody built a tunnel in the damn in the right. you start pulling out your easy right. You start pulling out your easy pass like, do we got to pay at this time of toll? You understand? She see that little sister, and this is her opportunity to get up on brothers and on you know, down with them brothers who she trying to win favor over, because now they done dogged her out. And it's her chance to, you know, do something evil to another sister. It's just a horrible, horrible place. There ain't but one place for God's chosen people, man. That's the Israelite School of UPK. This is the only place you should be at. The only place on earth where somebody should be at. Salaki jumping on everybody's words, man. Please,
If I could say one thing, give Commander General Yohanna a hand if I could. You know what, sir? You know what this speaks to, right? Which a story like this happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
But it speaks to the concept that people in the world have about what a good man is and what a bad man is. Like so many people think that we're bad men.
Yep.
Because we believe in having more than one woman. We say things against Christianity and against our oppressor and against the religions of this world. We speak in a harsh fashion that, rubs people the wrong way. And people think that we're bad men. But people in the world don't understand what a real villain is, what a real immoral man is. These black men, they're immoral. They're bad people.
Yep.
And because of the Christian church, we don't know what a bad person is. And it's almost like we don't know who a bad person is until he murders an innocent man. But there are so many things about them that you can notice before they murder an innocent man. Let me give you a simple one. Them being in that fraternity is a sign. You know what it's a sign of, sir? It's a sign of ravenous ambition. Like ambition that will say, listen, I'm not gay, but I will put a dildo in my mouth if this means I might get a better job after college. Because why do they join these fraternities? What do they say, Yediah? Networking. Because network. Well, what will you do for network? I'll put a dildo in my mouth. Put it between my butt cheeks. I'll pass an egg from one man to another. Now, you look at that, and in the UPK, we call that gay because it is. But, he's not gay. But he is ambitious like an animalistic urge to succeed. And he'll do anything to succeed. Anything. Sexuality is irrelevant to him because his ambition is like a lion's instinct to kill. And there is nothing he won't do, any task you give him. Remember a few years ago, Puff Diddy had that show where he made those rappers walk to Brooklyn for a cheesecake?
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's an initiation.
Yeah.
It's asking you, you want to be a rapper, right? Well, will you walk from Harlem to Brooklyn just to get me a slice of Junior's cheesecake? Now, of course, that has nothing to do with rap, but it does speak to your ambition. Well, I'll give you a contract because I know you'll do anything for it. Being in a fraternity, it speaks to your level of ambition, of what you'll do. You're in the Scorpion unit now. Do you want to be a sergeant? You want to make lieutenant?
That's a good
Do
point.
you? Oh, well, you know what you have to do. You have to make these arrests, come in with these numbers, get them out the car, bring in 20 a night. And there are men that will do it. You know why? Because they're pieces of shit. They're bad people. And there are men that are bad people. They're immoral. They're immoral. And it's like I can't even talk. There's one part of this video I can't even talk about without crying because of what this brother did and what I know from psychology and therapy. When he called for his mother, that's a psychological, it's something that psychiatrists study on why people do that. That's a psychological thing. Some people in fear, they freeze. They call it a fear paralysis, a paralyzation where you just freeze. And then there's another person that calls for their mother when they're about to die. And it is a psychological phenomenon that you can go study.
Wow.
And it's terrible. It's someone that hears you call mommy, you're grown. And you don't know that you're going to do this until you do it. Just like freezing in a fight. The UPK, we teach men to fight, teach men to battle, teach men to physically fight. But you just don't know if you have this disorder until you're in it. If you'll just go and you freeze.
That's right.
And some psychiatrists say you can't teach out of that. You can't train out of it.
It's just natural.
Anything is possible with the Most High. But scientists say that some people just, if they get in a situation, they're going to freeze. There is a person that When you feel you're about to die at 40, 50 years old, you're going to scream for your mother. And they studied, I have it in my phone if you need it, but I have it right here. That they call for their mother. And a person that hears somebody say that doesn't feel anything, it's a bad person.
Yes.
And there are ways you can tell that. Let me give you another one. Someone that loves and only cares about their family. You have got to watch someone like that. Someone that's like, well, you know, when it comes to life, I take care of my family. My family is good. My kids are good. My wife is good. They're telling you something when they say that. They're saying, I will do anything to make sure my children eat, my wife has a place to live, which means I will hurt your children and hurt your wife for my children and my wife. And we look at it like, well, that man takes care of his kids, you know. He cares about his family. You don't hear him. You do not hear what he's saying. Someone, you know, and that type is always a cop or, you know, that type of, you know, what we call them? Like a real family man.
Yeah.
Like he's a family man. You know,
part of society.
Yeah, part of society. And he's telling you, he's going to hurt your kids for his. For his children, he's killing your children. For his wife, he's killing your wife. He's going to do it because his family.
They got to eat.
You know who says that? What am I thinking about? Everybody knows from the movies, the mafia.
That's right.
Oh, the Italian mafia. You know what they are, sir.
Sure.
They have their family.
Yeah. Yep.
They love. There's a
Mi familia.
Mi familia. Those are mafia people. They love their families. Oh, they're such family men. I know. They love their family so much. Yours are dead because they love their family, and you don't know what they are until it happens to you. And this Christian church raises bad people.
Yes.
There are bad people they're raising in there. Ambitious, hungry animals, selfish people that will kill your children so their children can get a better house.
Yeah.
Can move into a better neighborhood. Will kill your wife so their wife can buy a new car. And you don't know that they're bad people until you're screaming for your mother.
That's right.
Until you're screaming for your mother.
That's heavy. Give it up, yo. That was heavy. And listen, and that's why in here we always commend General Hazayan, because when he could have been in that mindset, and for sure, Lord knows you'd have been through all the trainings, you turn around and decided to care about them brothers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You decided to make a switch. You understand? Go in a different path, which, you know what I'm saying, is where every brother should go. But that was so heavy what you brought out, man. Like, that's the mindset of a Christian. The mindset of a Christian is me, mine, what I can get for me is more important than anybody else. I don't care. Really, really. And that's that. And if I could, we probably don't have the tape queued up, so I ain't even gonna ask you to get it. But I listened the first night they let the tape out. I listened to that female council member. They had a female that was part of the council member of the Memphis government. And brother, as I'm listening to her, if you could find that tape, Marah, brother, I'm listening to this tape and I'm waiting to hear the, you know, agony for this brother that died. Meanwhile, she said, well, you know, I have a daughter as well. Tried to relate. But really, she was like, I hope people don't give up on Memphis. Yeah, I heard that. She was concerned with this, you know, people coming to, with this Memphis is like, and then she used the term, she said, just over this one faux pas. She called this cat got beat to death. She called this shit a faux pas. Meanwhile, I hope you can find that tape, Marah. It was ridiculous. And that was the same thing. And the same with the police chief. She been hiding, they said. She just coming out now. Because they said she been known about these incidents. She been known about these incidents and been covering her behind ever since, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Go ahead. I don't know if that's her, but she was being interviewed by Don Lemon. So I don't know about this little BS speech she put up there. But she was being interviewed by Don Lemon. The tape had just come out. The woman couldn't listen. She was cheesing so much for the cameras. She could barely take the smile off of her face. She was so glad to be in front of the cameras. Even though this brother was dead, her being in front of these cameras was more important than anything. I mean, it was just like General Muhammad just brought out. It was just a eye opener of the kind of human being that the church produces. And let me tell you something I learned about from church from young. You know what I mean? You know, I never grew up in the church, but my first ribs was from church. So I would go with them. You know how it is. You go with them. You try to, you know what I'm saying? You try to, you know, fit in, get in where you fit in, you know. You try to, you sit up in there, you know what I'm saying? I sat in there a few times, but real early on, I noticed that the fear, now I don't go to church, that ain't never been in no religion, but I noticed the fear of God that I have is greater than the fear of God that they have. I'm like, wait a minute, like they saying and doing stuff in the lobby of the church that I'm, in my ignorance, is looking at like, he shouldn't be saying that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why he talking like that? He know he in church. I got more fear of, you know what I mean? Am I out of line with God than these cats? And they in here all the time. And then it began to, you know, as I got older and got into truth, then I began to realize that church teaches you to, it's so much immorality in there that it teaches you to not have any respect for God. Yes, because the person you're supposed to be dealing with is a child molester. And you know he a child molester. Yeah. Or he's sleeping with somebody's wife and you know he's sleeping with somebody's wife. So you don't look at this like God is in here. You look at it like a joke. You know what I'm saying? And so then you just be normal, which is exactly, you know, what happens right along in what you're saying. You ain't find it. Okay, you can't get it. Everybody got to just look it up if they want. But it was a good examination of who's running the city. You know what I mean? The spirit of who's running the city. And it'll show you that, you know, our lives, we left to our own devices in this place. A black person in the city council and the mayor's office and all that, in most cases, their intention, they hate you as much as an Edomite. That brother that became mayor in New York City, he's been a mayor less than a year. And he's already bringing out the same type of crew, like that Scorpion crew. He already bringing them in because really they hate you more. We got to serve the Lord. It's going to be an amazing day as we start to wake up, and we doing it every day. Everybody should come out, man. April 1st. Whoo, Raleigh, North Carolina. The city is rumbling. The city is rumbling for April 1st, man. These brothers organized, man. Big shout out to General Haas, too. Big shout out to all the generals. You understand that these brothers and sisters have organized a Passover like you have. This might top them all. We might blow the stack on this one. We might blow the top on this one. This joint here is probably gonna be the biggest Passover we've ever had. We're gonna get payback for not being able to have the Passover up in the Westchester County Stadium. I think we get them back on this one. Yeah, so it's gonna be amazing. Everybody, April 1st. Make the pilgrimage. The whole week is going to be insane. Just to throw it in there.
Come down. Then. April 1st is the Passover.
April 1st is the Passover.
About 4 days.
As early as you can come down, and that you can financially sustain. You should, because you have got to, Lord allow, go out and see that plantation, brother. That plantation experience is like nothing. I hope I ain't peppering it too much. Because that experience is like nothing you've never experienced before. Like if you really want to step into the world that you live in, like if you really want to step out the world you live in and look at the world you live in, come down and go to that plantation. Because I guarantee you, when they break down what's going on in that, and listen, and the Edomites breaking it down, they know that the world that black people live in America right now is exactly the same world that the slaves live in. They know it. Listen, they using terms like back at that time they had a surveillance system. They damn near trying to tell you that what you going through now, black people, they can't say it, but they trying to tell you what you going through, black people, is what went on during the slave trade. See, they had a surveillance system. They had peppering it with stuff white people concerned, but they trying to let you know. And when the brothers, listen, some of them brothers, big shout out to I.S.U.P.K and the whole crew up there in North Carolina. Some of them brothers out in North Carolina are scholars on black slave history. Oh, yeah. Brother, they was breaking it down to me on factual stuff. school system. And then when they take you, if they take you up on the hill to the first black high school, you're going to be blown away. I'm telling you. Because, listen, I'm standing up on the mountain, right? I'm up on the hill. I'm in the middle of Shalom, sis. Y'all some other bunch of good to see you, sis. That's right. I'm standing up on the top of the hill. She got a ride? Somebody's taking her?
How you getting back? Uber. Okay. Okay, you good to go? Maybe the brother want to go with her? Okay, so you can't.
You going down to the subway? Can you run her down there? Can you walk her down? Come on. Just let me walk her down there. Yeah. From now on, we'll try to work something out for that. All right. You take care, sis. All right, now. Good to see you. So you standing up on the hill, right? I'm standing up on the hill. And again, big shout out to Nathak and all the brothers. I don't remember everybody's name. You understand? Of course, I remember Iraq is on 110 all the time. like, listen, I had to give a speech to get him to turn down 5%. That was all I get. I turned him down 5%. Now that only lasted a minute. He was back up to 110. He back up to 110 again. He does not play. But big shout out to all the brothers because they took me up on this hill, right? And it was amazing. Real last point, I want to hog up the time. I'm looking down at the hill at Durham, North Carolina, and the entire city of Durham down on that side is filled with beautiful new buildings, shops, restaurants, all. I turned to the right on the black side, shacks. Going down 2-3 blocks of shacks. Damn near shacks going straight down. Black people actually living in it. Going 2-3 blocks this way. And I'm standing on the hill and I'm like amazed. It's like, if you're from the North, I don't know, some of y'all from the South, you probably ain't too surprised. But if you from New York and you go see that or one of the major cities, oh, you about to get an education. You about to get an education that nothing has changed in 400 years. And which is why something got to be different. And the different thing that got to happen is we got to adopt the law and statutes and commandments that Christ gave us. We got to adopt it. We got to take it on, make it our own, and then change the game. You understand? While, like you brought out earlier, we looked at as bad people. You understand? But me myself, and I know this applies to every brother in the UPK, but me myself, brother, I've had the honor of being able to wake up thousands of brothers from a life that otherwise would have gotten them destroyed. You understand? So you want to call us bad people, you can. But boy, what we're doing is earth-shattering. Go check the prison records. We ain't in it. You understand? Go check the jailhouses. We ain't in it. The few of us that get caught up, most of the time it'd be a past case that a brother got to go get straightened out. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Brother just called me today and told me, you know, I got an old case, man. Every now and then I get pulled over. They call me up for the warrant. They never take me in because it's so damn old, but it's lingering out there. And me and him had to sit down and we chewed up on what to do and how to get it straightened out and all that. That's mostly what we dealing with, right or wrong. We ain't sending brothers into the life of being a criminal. And here's the beautiful part, man. If we stick, every brother and sister, hard times or good times, stick with the I.S.U.P.K, man. Trust in the Most High. And brother, the Lord is going to raise this nation up. And it is going to, and you're going to begin to receive this spirit of you don't need the slave master. Yeah. You're going to start to see all kinds of industries going to open up for you and for your people. All kind of ways to survive. All kinds of stuff are going on. There's things going on behind the scenes in this UPK that is amazing to see. And once the Lord manifests them, it's going to do so much more. Like finally, the Lord opened the door in 1969 for us to have a leadership that really cared about the truth and cared about the Lord and cared about the Lord's people, which is the #1 order from Christ.
That's right.
He told Peter, do you love me? Peter said, yes. He said, feed my flock.
That's right, sir.
He asked him it 3 times. Peter, you love me? He said, yes, Lord, I do. He said, feed my flock. That's what he told him. And brother, that finally, not only do you have that now, but you have it without having to go worship another God to do it. You ain't got to go to the Arabs, to the white man, to nobody else, the East Indians, nobody to serve that God. You understand? So we on a whole different page now. And thanks be to the Lord for it, man. I thank the Lord for the generals and all that. We ain't over, but I just wanted to bring that part out. Y'all can go on and get it in. Okay. Did we move this for a second? For a reason? It was just happening. Just right here. Straighten in there. Oh, okay. Con. No sweat. We good. We good. What, Joe?
Next story. What you got? How about the engaged in obstruction of justice? Black man confronted by white father-son duo and gunfire files federal lawsuit.
Nice and loud. Go ahead.
Okay, no sweat. Engaged in obstruction of justice, a black man confronted by a white father-son duo and gunfire files federal lawsuit against police for delaying charges. The Mississippi black FedEx worker confronted by a white father-son duo with guns has filed a $5 million federal lawsuit alleging assault, battery, and racial discrimination. DeMontoro Gibson, 25, was chased out of a neighborhood and faced multiple gunshots by Gregory Case and his son Brandon Case.
That, if I could, General, just to cut in a little bit on you, that's what's coming back. The 1950s, you can't go in certain neighborhoods. That lasted from the 50s all the way up to the 80s. Okay, there was areas in Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, and Howard Beach. There was places in Brooklyn that you could not go if you were black, because you couldn't be guaranteed that you would get the hell out of that neighborhood because of the way that they were. So them days are coming back, which once again, all of this critical race theory, all of these things that we doing are doing the exact opposite of what they intended to do. Like all this effort they put, millions of dollars being poured into these programs and these efforts when they doing the exact opposite of what is going on. And that looked like a young kid too. Look how young that kid looked. Go ahead, Oxalaki, you know.
I think about Ahmaud. He didn't make it, but DeMontario did, Sharon McClellan said of her son, comparing Gibson's encounter to that of a black man who was shot dead after being chased down by 3 white men in the South Georgia subdivision. Gibson's attorney, Carlos Moore, described the 25-year-old's case as eerily similar to Ahmaud Arbery's, although Gibson was not injured in the encounter. Arbery was also chased down by a white father-son duo, Gregory and Travis McMichael. And the McMichael shot and killed Arbery in a viral video that contributed to them being convicted of murder and federal hate crime charges. Gibson of Jackson, Mississippi, is suing the city of Brookhaven, Mississippi, and Gregory, Kenny Collins, and a slew of people he's suing. He is also suing his employer, FedEx. Within Gibson's lawsuit, he says that Gregory and Brandon's case essentially terrorized him. He claimed Police Chief Collins and the city of Brookhaven deliberately delayed the proper investigation and consequently delayed the arrest of Gregory and Brandon Case. The cases were given 8 days to turn themselves in and charges with aggravated assault and conspiracy and released from custody the same day.
And are you saying, Maya, this brother was a FedEx worker? He went, because there's another story, if I could, sir, where FedEx, a customer from FedEx called and asked if the person that delivered his packages could not be black.
I remember that.
And FedEx honored it.
Damn.
And told the guy, turn around, don't go deliver that package, and send the white man out. And so finally, they told the brother he didn't want anybody black. And the brother's, of course, now trying to sue him because they honored the request of a white man not to have a black man deliver his packages. This happened a month ago.
Damn.
Not in the 60s.
Not in the 60s.
1 month ago it happened. It was a news story, Mariah, I'm sure, can find for you.
Will show you how much they hate you. Like, this ain't going on among black people. Like, these type of things are not, black people are not doing these things to white people, but they doing them to us. And these parasites that we call black leaders are the ones telling us to keep on pushing the Martin. Like, we're going to spend $10 million on a Martin Luther King statue. When meanwhile, black men, is, like you said, not the 50s, being run out of white neighborhoods. You can't listen. And that's amazing. That might be worse than the 50s, because in the 50s, In the daytime, you could deliver a package. And you, long as they used to say, you niggas better get out of here before the sun go down.
For white people. You could be their
Yes,
porter,
you could
their
be the
porter,
maid, right?
Their porter or their
Or their
housekeeper
maid,
or
or
something.
right, or
Exactly.
right. But now they don't even want you
No.
in the neighborhood,
No.
which makes it even worse. And listen, and if I could, I'll let you jump in right now. What's so beautiful about it is what you don't understand, y'all out there that don't understand what we're saying is their rejection of you is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Right? Them rejecting you is forcing you to take care of yourself. It's forcing you to build up your community. It's forcing you to stretch the lines of what you're capable of doing. Like they need to, like the more they go there, oh man, it's such a blessing for you. Like black business is gonna come back because of it. Black care, black love, black, individuality, Latino love, Latino care. All of that is gonna come back. And listen, it's gonna be harder for black cops to murder a black man, beat him to death when you're completely rejected by white America. Like they need to get to the point where they start saying, can you please not send any black cops to patrol our white neighborhood? And guess what? You're going to go to the black neighborhood and you're going to have a little more appreciation for the people that do care about you. The people that's not saying throw you the hell up out of there, man. And he's a young kid, man. He's like a baby, man. They tried to catch him and kill him. He's like a baby. Salaki, go ahead, Haas.
No,
whoever was jumping.
You went out of scripture earlier, General, where you said this is not our rest. And this is proving that right here, right now, because the things you want to put your faith in and your love in, the Lord is showing this is not your rest, man. And like you said, so all this right here falls on the hands of the Christian church. What happened to that young man, that FedEx worker? What happened to them brothers, them cops, you know what I mean, who killed that brother? All that falls on the Christian church. They got so much blood on their hands that is ridiculous. And you can't just wash it off. It's there. It stains forever because of what you did. That integration movement to integrate us to white America has failed us horribly.
Yeah.
You see it every day in the ghetto, in the hood. No matter what we do, no matter how we try to assimilate, they always find a way to show us we don't want you around. Like you are a toy and plaything to us. It's what goes on all the time in church life.
Yeah, man.
Like the general put out earlier, Haas, and piggybacking off what you're saying, black, like we the only race, black, Negroes, Hispanics, like Native American Indians, the only race that doesn't fight to be just us.
Yeah.
Just us. And the fault lays in defeated one, like you said, that damn Christian church causes us to divide from ourselves in our minds. And Hollywood, man. Hollywood also teaches us, they glorify the drug dealer. They glorify the individualism. They glorify the other nations.
They glorify cops.
Glorify cops.
In Hollywood. Every movie, every TV show since what? J. Edgar Hoover?
Yeah.
Since the 40s?
Hell.
Even the illegal beatdown.
You know,
I was going to go ahead.
In the movie, it's not for cops to murder black man. It's for cops that, to get the justice, they bend the rules. These four cops, they bend the rules sometime to get justice.
God.
If they don't follow, the sergeant come in, you stop doing that. Damn that sergeant. Going out there on this street. I'm not playing patty cake with these criminals. I don't care what they say. I'm going to go out there in these streets and teach these criminals really who runs the streets. They celebrate a bad cop in every TV show since the 50s. Every TV show, a hard-nosed cop who knows the streets, and he won't listen to you, politicians and mayors who try to get him to tone down. He's going to clean up these streets. Well, that's how they clean the streets up. That's how they clean. They're cleaning the streets up. You're the dirt.
Yeah.
That they're cleaning up off the street. Your son.
Yeah.
Your son.
Yeah. His young brother.
Yeah, he's the dirt. He's the dirt that just cut. No nonsense cop. No, look, get the camera. I'm gonna show you no nonsense cop right here. Now, when their crime comes, they know who they're gonna pay. Start the music. That's Hollywood. And guess what? Oh, they sign up. They sign up to be cops, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, the line is around the corner. After this shit right here, after this.
Yeah.
The line is around the corner for fake tough guys.
Yeah.
Fake tough guys.
Deep.
Bullies. Bullies.
And when the Sarge, there's situations where the Sarge say, listen, man, this is above my head, man. They're taking you off the case. You're done. He said, but Sarge, I'm so close to getting them. I know my tactics ain't right. Listen, man. I know. What do we work for them, Sarge? Listen, you got 24 hours before the
I'll give you
come in.
48 hours. If you don't bring them in,
get it done.
Then hand me your badge and your gun.
And then they go wreck havoc,
They
clean the
kick
dirt.
every door and beat every guy. Do it.
Every law get broken.
Oh, they break all the rules.
Get to it. Oh. Go ahead,
Like I said, don't forget the ending. The ending, they always the good
Oh,
guy. They
listen,
always
it was
get
the
it
right
done.
thing.
Yeah.
It all turns
There's
out
always
well in the end.
some family walking away,
Oh,
looking
forget
back
about
like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like justice. Well, you know. Oh,
Bodies everywhere.
Yeah, you right. You so right. Yeah, man.
Slocky, go ahead.
No, you good, Jim. You good. That's so right. But there's also a man on the other side who really cherish what he do and love the Lord.
Right.
And I know for a fact, a couple of times I was in some things, man. One time I called GEN.YAHANNA, like right after I got in my patrol car, and I sat in my car, you know, after my sergeant came and counted my rounds to make sure I wasn't lying about firing my gun. They asked me the radio, did you discharge? I said, no discharge. Stand by, sergeant on his way. I said, all right, copy. I had to pull out all my magazines. He counted each and every round right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
You had to pull out every round.
Every round.
Wow.
He counted every one to make sure I didn't discharge my firearm. And once he counted them, I had to reload right in front of him, put it back, and I sat in my car. And I was so pissed off, right? And I was so emotions was running through my body crazy. And the first thing it had me do was I had GEN.YAHANNA number on speed dial. I was like, I said, Salaki, he said, I almost shot this cat. He said, huh? I said, man, Jim, I didn't pull the trigger. I said, I could have did it and got away with this shit. I could have eaten it. I said, I didn't pull the trigger. And he let me talk for a second. He said, I can't wait to pull you off that damn job. It's coming, brother. Just be cool. It's coming. And listen, it was so much emotions in me talking to him that he talked me down just talking to him, but I needed that part there. Like, it ain't normal for you to be doing the things you're doing. Them cats out there who did what they did, and what that young brother endured in the FedEx worker, that ain't normal. And they ain't got nobody to go to. You see the hurt and pain inside of them. They try to say, okay, well, I'm serving you, and you trying to hurt me. They want to really bring it to you, but they ain't got nobody to go to. I think the Lord that I had the I.S.U.P.K.
Damn right.
You understand me?
Me too.
And let me tell you something. But I said it before, like, when I left that job, I think the Lord I left that job with no blood on my hands. They vilify, they say out here that, okay, if you got blood on your hands, you the man. Like, you that nigga. No, you're not. You're just a murderer and killer for your oppressor. That is all.
That's so true.
And I thank the Lord I didn't have to endure that, man.
God.
That when I left, I said to myself, damn, no blood on my hands. And when I left, they was calling me. Listen, I had the DA's office calling me trying to go to court. I said, you know what? Here's my lawyer's number. Call my lawyer. You know what I mean? Because I knew I was done at that time. It was done and it was over. And I just, once again, like for every brother and sister that's in that type of line of work, there is another side to it, man. There's a way out of there. And I know that if I can come out of it, you can come out of it as well. You ain't got to always treat your brothers and sisters like they the scum of the earth, man. When Commander GEN.YAHANNA gave us a brother, let me tell you something, man. Commander GEN.YAHANNA used to drive down from Baltimore to Philly in a beat up old car, beat up old Ford Taurus, to have class on Sunday night when he was trying to bring the school back in Philly. And he gave a class, it's like, sir, on brotherhood. And he said, hi, they still your brothers. I know you got to do your job and keep yourself safe, yes, but remember, they still your brothers. And that stuck in my brain. If them 4 cops, who was big as damn they like they could be on the damn football defensive line, if they had remembered that this man on this ground was still their brother, that wouldn't have happened. The car stop at the beginning would not have happened. They wouldn't have pulled him out of the car the way they did if they would have known that that's my brother. You understand? They done took a moment of pause before they acted. And you know what get me about this whole thing, sir?
Okay.
I hear nothing about a gun. I hear nothing about a robbery. I hear nothing about an aggravated assault. No drugs. He wasn't even fighting them back.
That was just a straight up attack.
That was an attack, sir. But that attack would have happened if they'd have known the truth and known that this man is my brother right here. Let me go with caution. You understand? Let me slow myself down before I take a step first try to hurt somebody. This man, my brother.
Without that in you can't. You shouldn't be over the children of Israel at all, in no capacity. You shouldn't be over them at all without having that in you. You know what I'm saying?
And as I watched this tape, and how General Muhammad said something, and I had to check myself now because he said he like bring him to chairs. That shit almost hit me again because I remember certain instances out here where it got kind of wild and crazy, and I had to check myself and not let myself go there. That happens. And all I can say is the reason why there is a line. Let me tell you something. When you get in law enforcement and you get that military, there is a line. It is you and them. They ingrain it in you. They tell you it's either you down with us or you down with them. Which one you gonna choose? You put a uniform on, you us now. Period. There ain't no second guessing it. Either you with us or you with them. Period. You understand? And I went through that. Because at one time, it was like, okay, well, shit, I guess I'm down. I'm in. But the thing was, the Lord wanted me. And the Lord put right in the path of Commander GEN.YAHANNA, and I got snatched out of all that. And I thank him for it. You can be snatched out of it as well, if you're in that life. It ain't hard. You know what I mean? The Lord calling you for something greater and something better. You know what I mean? And that's to take care of your brother and sister. I know I had a problem. But black people look at me like I was the enemy. When I would walk down the street in my uniform, they gave me the look of disgust, and I couldn't understand why. You know what I mean? But our oppressor, they love me. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Come on in my store. Come on, something. Yeah. You want a sandwich? Yeah. You want something to drink? Yeah, go and get coffee for free. My brothers give me the dirty look like, this motherfucker right here, traitor. You understand? And sometimes our brothers be doing some things evil. I understand that. And Commander GEN.YAHANNA broke it down to me so lovely when he gave me John the 10th chapter. He said, sometimes the Lord will put you in the path of brothers that, doing things wrong and doing things. And he put you in the path to lock them up to get them right to spank them. He said, but don't go overboard. No, they're your brothers. You understand? Protect yourself at all times, but don't go overboard. And I did not go overboard.
Damn right.
That stuck in my head, man. And as you leave, and and the Lord called me and pulled me out of it. I remember I called Commander GEN.YAHANNA. I think I was still in the armory. I was in the armory and I was cleaning shotguns, right? Because I had access to the army. I was on the SWAT team, the shotguns, the ARs, all that was in there, right? And I got approached by this patrol captain. He said, "Your time is now." I said, "What you mean?" He said that the DEA assignment is up. You want it? I looked at him, and I had wanted that assignment more than anything. That's all I talked about. I wanted it. My numbers was right. Everything was good. I knew cats in the unit, and I wanted that assignment. When he came to me, I said, I don't know, I got to think about it for a while. He said, think about what? This is what you wanted. I was like, I don't know. And when I turned it down officially, and I called Commander GEN.YAHANNA and told him I turned that assignment down, okay, to me, it felt like I accomplished something great.
Damn sure did, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, turn down that assignment, I felt like, okay, here you go, you done did something great. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now, you're being freed up from that there. Because that's something, in the world, I wanted that assignment. That's like the coup d'etat. You get that assignment, you go anywhere you want in law enforcement, knowing that you was in the DEA for a while, assigned to that task force, man, you is the man.
And if I could be carnal for a second, and at the end of all of it, you ended up with your own security company.
Cut on one cut.
You could do all kinds of contracts.
Yeah, cut on one cut, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Man, you could do all kinds of stuff, training with brothers. I mean, and you freed up, and and once again, we think we need this man. We don't need this man. What we need is Christ. That's what we need. We need Yahushua to give us what he handed down to us, and then we need to follow it out, and then we need to go on and wait and as they say, let them ships crack the sky and bring us where we got to be at. That's what we need. We need to pour in every brother what was poured into us. And listen, we had to spiritually crack you in the head to get you to even look at what we're saying, because to you it was crazy what we was talking about. But more and more, even celebrities are waking up now and saying, wait a minute, let me examine this. Let me look at this, and finding out the same thing. That we are, okay, everybody on the earth belongs to some people. You know what I mean? Like, just the question is, we the last ones to ask, who do we belong to? We like the last ones to ask the daggone question. And come to find out, that's the question we should have been asking in the beginning. Who are we? And well, guess what? We found out. We the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. We couldn't have gotten a better blessing from the Most High than to find that out. And we're gonna stick with the invisible power, man. We're gonna stand and stick with him, because it has proven itself the test of time. I watched it myself, and I'm sure men before me and the men after me, I'm sure that y'all see it as well. That it is what works for black men, Latino men, and Native Indian. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to turn us into cattle. It's proven difficult to do that. And it should be proven more and more difficult. We got to stop taking the idea that it's impossible to fix black people, Latino people, and Native Indian people. We got to lose the idea that it's impossible that we can come together and be who we are. We got 4 minutes. I don't know if y'all want to get into anything else.
Just how I trigger my memory. And you know, back in the day, you know, I was thinking of becoming a police too. You know, but coming from the hood and black power and all that, I could not be police in the hood and arrest my people. This is in my brain. I went out to the suburbs, I think Marion, Pennsylvania.
Good night.
And applied out there because I wanted to arrest white boys. In my mind.
You was going to be a racist cop.
In my mind. I wanted to do the same thing there.
Yes.
Not knowing that my civil life got nooses on my desk and swastikas out. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, and I was rolling with GEN.YAHANNA back then before he was the great general, but still wise as hell. He said, I don't know if we can be cool no more. If you become police. I brushed it off. I said, oh, damn. I brushed it off. And, you know what I'm saying? They didn't call me back any damn way. But, you know what I mean? It's still out the water for that, too. You know, of course, it made me give it some thought. Like, damn, why is that? What's the deal, man? But I've seen that in hindsight, you know. I'm glad the Lord had mercy on me.
That's because he was already a criminal. No.
Like, I'm gonna move this way.
Like you might investigate mine.
Could have been your inside, man.
I'm joking, of course.
If I could, gentlemen, real fast. I know we short on time. I think the key, and a lot of brothers out there need to know, and a lot of people out here now, we're going to, like how you said, sir, people, celebrities, and just regular people as well, right? And what they're looking for, and what we got in the UPK is brotherhood.
Damn right.
Like, that's what stopped a lot of things in me and turned me to go a different direction with brotherhood. Same thing that can stop y'all out there is that brotherhood. That is a weapon, man. You know what I mean? That's a weapon that we can use to forge to change our ghettos, our barrios, and our reservations from being the filth of the earth to now being someplace that's paradise for us here on this earth. You understand?
That's right.
That right there, that brotherhood, that's what's going to change it.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? The brotherhood. And that's what Christ did. That's what Christ came for. That brotherhood. And it's key. It's crazy, you know. I was thinking about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what you were teaching in class and what you taught us, that brotherhood that Christ came and expounded on earth was the same thing his grandfather, great-grandfather King David had.
That's right. Hell yeah. Like,
it was the same exact thing.
Like David killed them Philistines wholesale. David was killing Philistines, brother, like it was going out of style because they was the ones trying to rule up over us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he would kill them. He was all out on the outskirts of Israel with places where he didn't have to be, where he wasn't in safety. When you go back and read them scriptures, he was in places where you did not have to be. You understand? He could have stayed. He was working right in the capital. Like he could have been stayed there and sat in a powerful seat. He went out there, brother, and was killing them Philistines, man, protecting Israel. He didn't even know the people he was protecting. That's why when you go back to that story with that cat when he came to ask him for that food. The cat didn't even know who the hell he was. And then, well, he did know who he was because he turned around and said, you know, you didn't listen to your master. But the cat hated David. Meanwhile, David had been protecting his sheep and said, yo, go ask your men. I'm telling you, when the Philistines was coming to rob them, I came to their rescue. I helped them. You understand? Me and my men did that. Like David was running through that city, brother, making sure that Israel was not harmed. And now we can't go physically today and put down the Edomites. Not now. So what do we have the ability to do? We do have the ability to raise up brothers all over this place. We do have the ability to teach them. We do have the ability to do those because Christ said, wait till I rise up to the prey. This time, this one, Christ getting the glory up. Ain't nobody else getting the glory of this one. When he roll in with them ships out, he going to get all the glory for restoring this nation from what has happened to them. And so, you know, right now, we can still do our part. We can still do what David did spiritually for every brother. Fight tooth and nail to pull that brother and sister out of the world and bring them back to the truth, to the body of the Lord. Like he did, we can do what he did. David didn't look at the Philistines' assaults as something that could stop him. He looked at it like it was something he was going to stop. We should be looking at brothers and sisters the same way. Like the brainwashing out here is not going to stop us from waking them up, which is their protection. Their eyes being opened up is what's going to protect them from being caught up into everything that destroys them. And we're not going to let it stop us. Shadow banning, this, that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We going at it. And that's exactly what we should be doing. And it is working. It is working. The Lord said this. He used the foolishness of this world to confound the wise. You understand? Another scripture say he used the foolishness of preaching. He's using these tools, and they are working to wake us up, to wake these 12 tribes. And that's warfare, spiritual warfare. We ain't physically warfaring, but we spiritually war. Sometimes it get physical because you see what these Edomites are doing. But most of the time, it's spiritual warfare until that return of our king. And it is something we're going to do. We're going to do it until the job is done. Every brother deserve it and need it, and desperately need it. That same cat David was, whose sheep that David was protecting, he was an idiot. He didn't realize that this man was protecting him. And let me tell you something. Black people are in that same, Black, Latino, Native Indians, we in that same stupid brainwashing. You got black men from the Israelite school, UPK, all over the internet trying to wake you up. Instead of you seeing, yo, these brothers, I may not understand what they're saying, but they are pro-black. They for us. Instead, you reject that. You look at us like we're the criminals, like Muhammad brought out earlier. You look at us like we're the criminals. That's how that cat was looking at David. He was looking at David like David was a criminal. Now, this is the cat protecting him, but he looking at David like you the criminal. You the wrong one. And meanwhile, David is protecting him. This cat was rich. His men got protected. His family got protected. His livestock got protected. His whole existence got protected by David. And meanwhile, he hated David. Meanwhile, you hate us when we giving you the tools to wake you up out of everything that you going through. Hell, we are David to you. Like every brother in the UPK should be David to you because we stopping you from being a whore. We stopping you from going back to selling dope. We stopping you from becoming a criminal and going back to prison. We stopping you. You know how many calls we get? How many times we got to stop a brother from what we call walking off the ledge, meaning he go out there and do some evil to destroy him or even take righteous revenge. We stop many of brothers out there from taking righteous revenge on their baby mama. Many of sisters from taking righteous revenge on their evil ass husband. Many of that, all of that goes on. But yet you look at us like we the criminal, like we the thug. But you look at these city council members and these preachers in these suits like they're the proper authority when they the same ones selling you down the river. That's the spirit that got to change among us. We got to find a love for us that doesn't just get dictated based on what Esau liked or dictated based on how Esau wants you to dress, but on the actions that we actually take out. Like if that cat back then saw David and had a halfway sense of mind, he would have said, look, you know, this cat, me and him don't agree because of, the politics going on at the time. But this cat here protected my family, protected my children, protected my workers, protected all my wealth. So if this cat went and did that, why would you turn? Where's your sense of care for that cat? Same with them cops, same spirit. Like they ain't saying this cat is black like me. This is a brother that had to struggle through life like I had to struggle through life. This is a brother who's experiencing racism like I experienced racism. Even though I'm a cop, he's considered a criminal. Let me still preserve this cat. Like, boy, I wish people would put on the spirit of David. Because if you put on the spirit of David, you would do the things that David did. And that's why Christ came back and said, read out of the book of the Lord. It is written of me. That's why he say it's written of him. Because everything they did, it was the spirit of Christ. And what David did, that was the spirit of Christ. And brother, that's the spirit we supposed to have on. And listen, and myself, I love it. If I got to go to the grave tomorrow, I thank the Most High for hiring me to do this job. This is the baddest job in the world. Damn right, Most High Christ. Real quick before we go. This is the greatest job in the world for a man who can open his eyes. Because once you open your eyes and you look at the world around you for real, I don't know how you could go back to sleep. Like once you look at the world around you and see what you're dealing with, for me, myself, seeing the world for what it really was made me like, damn, I got the best thing in the world. Every brother should be that way. If you wake up and find this truth, you're supposed to know, like the scripture says, like a man that found a pot of gold. You found something, man, that brothers can't find their way to. And damn near can't get here unless the Lord bring you here. You understand? Like Christ said, I chose you. You didn't choose me. I chose you. You understand? Like the Lord chose you to wake up and see this. This is the greatest gift you could ever have. You can go through life out never being brainwashed, never being fooled, never being caught up in the net. And on top of that, you have the ability to wake up and deliver people's lives. I wouldn't get this job up for nothing. Y'all got to, you know what you got to do to get me out this job. You understand? I'll be 90 on the cane talking about, give me a script. I'll be telling you, die be about 60 then. Beard coming out. Yeah, you die. Give me that. You know that script I'll be talking about all the time. Kind of one kind, sir. You know what I'm saying? We still be dropping this truth. He probably be on the other side of the world and teaching in some faraway land. You understand? With brothers and sisters all over the place. But you get my point. Like this is the gift that's given. Them prophets, listen, all them prophets that you read about in them scriptures they going in the kingdom of heaven. Christ said they all was waiting on him. And now he's here. You know what I mean? And they all wanted to see what he was going to do. But now he's here. Brother, that spirit, that's what got to be in us. We keep building this body despite the opposition, the adversity, the false groups, the lies in church, the lies in the mosque. We keep building this body, and this body going to outshine everything. This body, let me tell you something. This body going to rise up, like Christ said, like a mustard seed, and eventually it's going to envelope the entire black community. And that's when it's going to be a problem. Because let me tell you something, man. Pushing LGBTQ is dividing us as blacks and Latinos. That's the point. You understand? Pushing the haves and the have-nots, that's dividing us. Okay? Pushing male roles versus female roles, that's dividing us. Not being focused on giving the same education to poor and wealthy among black people, it's dividing us. Getting us to love the other nations and fighting against those of us who say, no, we should reject the other nations because it's destroying us. That's dividing us. All those divisions, Christ's going to tear them all down. We're going to be one body with one focus, with one identity, with one truth, and we're going to carry that gospel forward. And brother, like the scriptures say in Revelation, when they stood upon their feet, fear came over the nations. Yeah. And that's what they never want to see happen with us. But that day is coming, and they're going to be afraid because ain't nothing worse than black, Latino, Native Indian men, women, and children all waking up and being unified to do righteous. We unified to do evil. Them cops showed us that. We're unified to split somebody's head open. But are we unified to do right when there's no gain for it? when there's nothing to gain to helping out the rest of your 12 lost tribes, can we unify for that? Can we unify and stand on that? We do that, and the world gonna change. Let me tell you, I'm a fool for faith, because I believe after seeing what I've seen, just being in this truth, I believe anything is possible. If you come to me and tell me, we finna take over Moon in a minute, take over Jupiter, I ain't gonna be like, oh, that's impossible, brother. I think it's very possible. Anything is possible with the Most High. The Lord wiped whole nations out before us in a blink and promised. This is his words, not mine. Said, if my people return unto me, I would remove their enemies overnight. I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know the scripture I'm talking about, right? He said he would remove them overnight. Nothing is impossible if you got the faith in the Most High. Right. These men only survived off of their faith. You understand? They only survived off of their faith. It said that Abraham, our forefather, get me right on this, y'all. It said Abraham's righteousness, how it go?
Abraham's something was counted, obedience was counted for righteousness.
Boy. Oh my God. You know what that means? That means you go back to them laws, statutes, and commandments, and you could get a clean slate. You could become innocent like Christ. Your sins could be wiped out. Now, if your sins is wiped out, God got to be on your side. It's according to his contract with Abraham. Now, listen, I could teach a whole class on this right here. I ain't even going to go into it. But according to that scripture that General Muhammad just quoted, you come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, that righteousness you come back to can make you innocent again. And that innocence puts you back in the contract with the Lord. You get back in the contract with the Lord, the Most High has to be on your side, according to his contract. You understand? Once again, going back to Gideon, last point. Gideon said to the angel, if the Lord is with us, why did all these things happen to us? Meaning Gideon was like, I thought we did have a deal with the Lord. I thought we had a deal with the Lord, but it don't look like the Lord on our side. The angel didn't even argue the contract with him. He just said, go in that strength, man, and the Lord going to be with you. He didn't even argue. Yes, you do got a contract with the Lord. Yes, you are the chosen people. Yet he didn't even argue that. Angel was like, go in that strength. The Lord going to be with you. And he did. And he delivered this nation. We should all go in that strength. And brother, we will fix Black, Latino, Native. And as messed up as the most broken brother in the gutter, the Lord could change that cat. The most sociopathic cat sitting in the penitentiary in a cage, 24 hours, 23 hours locked down, he could change. Don't tell me the Most High can't fix these brothers and sisters. You understand? It's just a matter of us doing those righteous acts to get back in the deal. You know what I'm saying? You tell me the Lord can't do it. Christ rose the dead. You know what I'm saying? Christ rose the dead. Play with it. You know what I mean? And a lot of you out there that got no faith, I know we're going over a little bit, but a lot of you out there that got no faith, like you weak in the game because Esau come up with technology that's damn near close to what the Lord did. He flying in the sky, going in space, creating all kind of devices and weapons. Listen, a remote control is damn near carnal spiritual power. You got a remote control, you making a device move according to you without never touching the device. If this was 1,000 years ago, you'd have think that person had, spiritual power. So if Esau could do it with a remote control that costs $5.99 in the dollar store, then what could Christ do? What could the Lord do? And you ain't got no faith in that. You got faith in Esau's remote. You don't say, I don't know if I should buy this remote control because it may not work. How is it going to make the TV change channels without me touching it? This is incredible. You don't say that. You take it for granted. Like, oh, it's the remote. Click, click, click. Change the channel. But you changing a device without touching it. And you telling me the Lord can't give you that ability? He can't make you heal a brother, fix his mind, fix his body or sister or child? He can't give you the insight on how to fix your nation. You reading 1,000 stories of us being in desperate situations. And many times the Lord using one or two people to fix the entire situation, save a whole nation of people. You telling me you can't, your faith is small. You got to up your faith, man. I tell the brothers all the time, man, I'm trying to walk through walls, man. I'm trying to figure that out. I figure, how do you walk through walls? I want to know how to do that. I don't even want to use the door no more. Once you come knock on my door, I want to step up behind you. Shalom. The Chinese got devices that they put up in front of you and they disappear. It's just like they pull it's like a thing, they just pop out, and the what's behind you reflects on the screen. So when you looking at it, it look like they showed that in one of the Mission Impossible movies, where you look at it and you think you looking down the hall, but he got a screen there. The Chinese actually got that. But why is that such a big deal? Why is all that such a big deal? And you telling me Christ can't do better? The Most High can't do better than that? Your faith is weak, man. You gotta up your credit card on faith, huh? You gotta believe in the impossible. You know what I'm saying? That's why we coming together April 1st. We coming together in the brotherhood and sisterhood, man. And don't be shocked if the Lord do something in there that you didn't expect him to do. He might grace you with something to make you know he's in the building with us. He might just do that. I wouldn't miss it for the world, man. Damn right, so with that, join us every Monday night, 9 p.m. ISUPK.com is the website. We do it up live. I got the heavy hitters in the building with me. General Muhammad, General Maka'ala, General Hazayan, and Officer Mariah Yediah holding us down every week up in this troop, man. April 1st, Passover. Check out the itinerary for that whole week. North Carolina, man, Convention Center. We doing it up, man. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. We'll see y'all next time, fam, live on the UPK, y'all. Shalom.
All right.
Of the black and brown demographic and others in general would find the SPLC's labeling of you as a hate group. Is there any truth to that? Are y'all a hate group?
That is absolutely untrue. The Southern Poverty Law Center calls us a hate group because we bring up the crimes that's done to blacks and Latinos, which is ridiculous. Like if you call us a hate group, then why aren't you calling the NYPD a hate group or the Los Angeles Police Department? I ain't killed nobody. I ain't dragged nobody out their car. I ain't split nobody's head open. I didn't rape no women, on a car stop. I ain't mass incarcerating and planting drugs on people. How you gonna call us a hate group, but you ain't gonna call? Listen, matter of fact, you got to call the whole United States a hate group at this point. So how you gonna say that? So see, they call us a hate group because we turn around and say the white man is the devil for the things that he's done. The word devil just means adversary. This man has been an adversary to black and brown people for the last 400 years. And it hasn't let up yet. All the crimes that have been committed. You gotta.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the Convention Center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina.